Hi guys, today we're going to talk about compound interest. Okay, so that's money. Oh, there's a part one and a part two. So our first compound interest formula that we're going to use is A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the power of N times T. This is an R. Okay, so what do these variables mean? Because right now, those just look like a bunch of hoopla. Alrighty. Let's make this a pretty color. Okay. So A is our amount of money that we want at the end. Okay, so it's the amount of money we have at a later date. Okay. P is our principal. So that's the amount of money that we start off with. Okay, that's our initial value. Oh no, not everything's my pretty color. Okay. R is my interest rate. Okay. And that does need to be a percent. It's going to give you a percentage, but you're going to need to convert it to a decimal form. Okay, so maybe I should just write that. Convert from percent to, oh no, it's too long. Okay, I'm just going to leave decimal. N is your number of times interest is compounded per year. Okay, so how many times did they charge you interest a year, basically? It's not working out. Okay. T is our time, and it needs to be in years. Okay, nothing else, only years. So what is the value of N for each time period? Okay, well annually, that's once a year, right? So how many times a year is it? Okay, 1. So N equals 1. Okay, so this is how many times per year? Okay, so semi-annually, that means twice a year. That's every 6 months, right? So N is going to equal 2. Quarterly, that means 4 times a year, right? Quarters, 4. So that equals 4. Monthly, okay, so now you got to think how many months are in a year? There's 12 months in a year. So if we're doing it every month, we're doing it 12 times. Weekly, generally there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, so that means you're doing it 52 times a year. They're charging you. And if they charge you daily, we're going to have 365 days a year. Okay, don't worry about leap year for this purpose. Okay, so let's look at an example. So you put $2,000 in the bank. It earns 5.4 interest compounded monthly. Alrighty. $2,000 in the bank, that's our initial value. So that's P. It earns 5.4 interest. That's our interest rate. But remember, we have to convert it to decimal form. So we need to move this decimal over 2. And we get, oh, it's so hard to write on this, 0.54. Yay. Okay. It's compounded monthly. We said monthly is N equals 12. Okay. So write an equation that tells you how much money you'll have in your account and for any number of years. So A, that's the amount of money we want later, okay, equals P, so we're using this formula, this A equals P, so 2,000 times 1 plus R, our interest rate is 0.054, over N, which is our number of times a year, so 12, to the power of N, which is 12, times T, because it wants to know for any number of years. We don't know what T is yet, so we're going to leave that there. And that's our equation. Yay! How much money will be in our account after 6 years? Okay, so that means that T equals 6. And maybe I should do a different color for a different example. That way they don't intertwine. That doesn't really show up as well. Hold on one sec. Sorry. We'll use navy. Okay. So we need to replace T with 6. So A equals 2,000 of all of this, 1 plus 0.054 over 12, 12 times 6. Now, you could plug this exact thing into a calculator and get an answer. You don't have to simplify this. If you don't like typing this in because you might type it in wrong, you can simplify it piece at a time. So I divided 0.054 by 12 and I got 0.0045. So that means that this equals 2,023 times, and I added that to 1. So I got 1.0045. There you go. And then I went ahead and I said 12 times 6 is 72. Okay. So this is your simplified formula. You don't have to. You can plug this straight in. Okay. After I plug this into the calculator, I get $2,763.29. Yay! Cool. So that's our answer. Now let's pick a green. Don't really like that green. That's okay. So let's do red. No, we'll do green. When will you have $5,000? Okay. So this is our A value. And we want to know when. So we need to know what does T equal. Okay. So we're going to replace A with 5,000. So let's say 5,000, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, this is hard to write on. I don't have a stylus. 2,000. I'm going to use our simplified form because it's just easier to write. So I'm going to use this value, the 1.0045, 12 times T. We don't know what T is. We want to know what T is. We're solving for T. So the very first thing we're going to do, this is an exponential equation. We cannot solve for this without converting it to a logarithmic form. Okay, so little throwback to last unit in our solving skills. Okay, so first we need to get this part by itself. Okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 2,000. Remember our SADMEP? Okay, what we do to one side, we do to the other. Cancels. So this becomes 5,000 divided by 2,000 is 2.5. Okay, so this is going to be 1.0045 to the 12t power equals 2.5. Okay, so we have this by itself. So now what we're going to do is we're going to convert it to our logarithm form. Okay, so remember the L? We do the loop DL. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So this says log. This is our base. Remember the base doesn't change from exponential to logarithmic. 1.0045 of 2.5 equals 12t. Now we want to get t by itself. That's what we do when we solve for t. So we're going to need to divide both sides by 12. This will give us t by itself. I don't like how that line went through my base, so I'm going to redraw that. Okay. So you can use Symbolab is a really good, I'm going to just put it right here. Symbollab.com is a good free calculator that you can use to type in logarithms with different bases so you don't have to do a change of base formula. It's just an extra step that you don't need to do because we have the technology to just plug it in. Okay, so this is good if you don't have a scientific calculator that will do different bases. Okay, so if you plug this into the calculator, log base 1.045 of 2.5 and then the whole thing divided by 12, your time will equal 17.01 years. Guys, don't forget your units on these because they matter, right? That's all I have for example 1. Okay, we're going to move on to example 2 right after this. Let me know if you have any questions. And, additionally, I do want y'all to solve this with your log switcheroonie. However, you can check your work by graphing this. So if you graph this equation right here and you make a table and you go to t equals 6, it will give you this value. If you, like I said, you graph this equation and you go to y equals 5,000, it will give you this as your x value. So you can check yourself by graphing, but I do want you guys to solve it. Okay, that's all. Bye!